The medical center is where you go to feel better, to get healing, to get information, to live a longer, happier life. But many times for women, the medical center is a place where their pain is downplayed, where they are not believed, where a lot of stereotypes against women are perpetrated, and this translates into them not getting the medical help that they need. Today on Hide the Myths, where we have feminist conversations in feminist African kitchens, we are going to talk about medical misogyny. In particular, we are going to talk about medical misogyny. Medical misogyny is where systematic oppression translates into systematic medical health research systems that are excluding women, centering men, and not responding, or sometimes downright downplaying to the needs, the pain, the ailments of women. Here to discuss this important issue in the Ugandan context, in the African context, is us, the usual suspects. My name is Patience Akumu. I am a lawyer, I am a writer, I am an award-winning journalist, and I am with Margaret Katono, who is in her final year of high school, dreaming, working to become a medical professional. And I am with Margaret's Onduri, who usually brings the historical perspective, a former administrator, a woman who was a career woman at a time when it was not usual to be a career woman. And last but not least, in fact, most importantly, is Dr. Lois Nangiro, a friend of mine from way back when I was still in the international development world. And she's a doctor from Karamoja, a region that we have previously discussed here on Hide the Myths, about the poverty rates, the exclusion, the ways in which systematic exclusion in Uganda has translated into leaving a lot of regions, including Karamoja, especially Karamoja, behind in terms of attaining certain things. But Dr. Lois stands out as an icon because in spite of the adversities that have come her way, she is a medical doctor. You recently won, Dr. Lois, the Global Health Award. You are invested in maternal health and child health, and as well as fighting neglected tropical diseases. Thank you for having us, Dr. Lois. This is Hide the Myths. We are looking forward to this conversation. It's going to be as real as it always is. We are going to talk about all the times that you've gone to the hospital and you've asked yourself, is it me or is that doctor a bit off? It's not just you, it's the experience of a lot of women. Dr. Lois, for our viewers, tell us just a bit about yourself and what you look forward to discussing today.
Thank you so much, Patience. I'm so happy to be here. I think I'll just give a brief of who Dr. Lois is. One, I'm a medical doctor, currently doing my master's program in Makerere University and spending most of my time in Mulago National Referral Hospital. Alongside that, I'm a girl child activist, so I fight for girls. I fight against early marriage, forced marriage, and all the tribes against the marriage, and female genital mutilation, which is a human rights abuse for most of the girls. And this has made me stand out as Women in Global Health Award 2025, which was in Rwanda, across the whole continent. And I've received a number of awards already since I went back to work in Karamoja. I've also received the Salva Hub Award, which is given to the most prominent, and people go back to the community to give back. And it was an international award. And I have a documentary called Little Faith Documentary, which chronicles my story. And it has also won the Best Documentary Film in Uganda 2022. So I am an award-winning doctor. Thank you.
Thank you. Impressive, Dr. Lois, impressive. Now, as a woman and a multi-awarded doctor, What did it take for you to get to this level? Because we experienced the misogyny on the outside, how does exclusion play out when one wants to become a medical doctor as a woman? What has been your experience?
So I think we shall, from a bit of my life story, first being a girl in my place, I was supposed to be married off. First, before the marriage, I was supposed to go to school as a girl because I was groomed for bride price, but I had to defy and go to school. So that was the beginning, way back at 5 years of age. And then...
Dr. Lois, just for our viewers, how does it happen? What is the life of a girl like in Karamoja? When you say groomed for bride price, what does that mean? What are the expectations?
So as a girl from Karamoja, your work was to grow. When you're of age for marriage, according to our standards, you're married off. And for really earn some number of cows. So your role as a woman is to grow, get married, produce children, take care of the children, and the cycle continues. So that's what I did not want to go through, the same path. And there was someone that was supposed to come to stop that. And I thought as the person. So I had to defy it and say, no, I'm not going to take the usual path every girl in the village is taking, so me, I have to go to school. So first and foremost, I took myself to school. Yeah, I've been defiant all the way. And then, yes, then I was to join university. The community thought as ripe for marriage and again arranged marriage for me. And I defied for the second time. So I defied and said, no, you know what, people, I want to go for medicine. And in my village, no one had ever done medicine, a 5-year course, and it was terror. It was me against the community and the community against me. Yes, but I stood my ground and still decided to go and do it anyways. Yeah. And after 5 years, I brought for them a degree. That this is what I wanted. It was the degree before the babies, the degree before the husband. Mm-hmm. And currently, they appreciate the decision that I took because I literally went back to serve them.
So are you the first in your bloodline to ever be a doctor, the first woman in your bloodline?
Yes. I'm the first, not even woman.
Just human.
Yeah, the first human being to be the doctor in my lineage.
What's the name of your village again? I remember I was in your village when I sent you that picture, and I was with students from your former school, primary school, and everybody was talking about Langira Lois. Please remind me the name of the village.
Namalu.
Namalu, yes. So they're saying, oh, Dr. Lois, she's representing us. Every child in Namalu Primary School wanted to be Dr. Lois. Teachers were telling me about Dr. Lois, and I go, oh yeah, I know Dr. Lois. So well done, girl.
Thank you.
We are proud of you. We are proud that you're representing. I don't know if you have questions for Dr. Lois at this time, but my question is, when you went to medicine, what did they receive you with open arms? Is medical practice conducive for women, especially women of color, black women? What's your experience?
So in our medical schools, I trained in Barra University of Science and Technology, and we were about 78 students, but just a quarter of them were girls. So most of our classmates were boys. Yeah. Why? It's also because when we're training, when we're applying for these courses and while in high school, girls they have this feeling that they can't do the sciences, they can't do the hard things because society has put it in their heads that those are male things. So be like PCB for men, BCM for men, medicine, all those are hard things. It's because of society's structures. So you find that it's a few girls who will be bold and say, no, me, I'm going for this, even if it's for boys. Yeah. So in our class, we were very few girls compared to the boys. So, but then the training, I did not face any challenge while training. as a girl. Like we were trained, like we're like, all of us were like men now, since we've decided to come for hard things.
Medicine dance. That's an interesting way to put it. We're like men now, because you've gained a certain intellectual accolades, and you've climbed up the hierarchy, and you've been okay. It's an interesting way to put it. We're like men. I have the brains, you have the brains. Yes. Let's do this. I like that.
Yes, so that was that. But then, when we came out of school, we've been in spaces where they feel like the man still has a voice compared to the girl. Like we shall all be doctors, but the voice of the man is more considered than the voice of the male.
It's loud.
And yes, and then the activities, they'll be like, oh, for example, if it involves riding a motorcycle to a health facility, they'll be like, oh, it's going to be doctor so-and-so, the male, because it's going to jump on a motorbike. It's, but then Dr. Lois, she's a lady. She can't go to the community. She can't, and yet I could actually go. Yes, I can find the alternative. I can also ride a motorcycle to go to the community. Yeah, but you'll find that decisions are already made because you're a lady, and then the other one is a man. Yes, so that's like after school, you could literally see that.
Thank you, Dr. Lois. You're looking forward to hearing more, but it's no wonder, because it's just interesting, because what Dr. Lois is talking about is the hierarchies that you scale in life. The same respect that you get in your village is not what other girls get in the village. So women's humanity depends on a lot on their achievements, while men are perceived human. And then when we achieve, you're in the space. I mean, listen to Dr. Lois. Viewers, Google her. You will see for yourself. And she's sitting with a man who you might Google, and all you'll find him is on the list of registers. You only find him as a register. You find him as a registered doctor and nothing more. But when they go to a space and they're not even competing, vying, or there is opportunity to do something, they are putting her at the periphery in spite of what she has achieved. And this spills into the way they treat patients, because it's society, it's culture, it's stereotypes. And when a woman goes to the clinic, what happens to the women? One of the medical misogyny examples that stays with me comes from 2016, when the trials for the male contraceptive were stopped. Why? Because men were experiencing adverse symptoms. What were the symptoms? Acne. Acne, mood swings, painful. It was painful. It was too painful a jab when it was. No, for the men, contraceptive.
Because they are babies, for the babies, so the babies. Because if you are a man, a prick you shouldn't freak out because someone is simply pricking.
Yeah, so they said they had acne, they had pain, and they had mood swings. And while these are similar to the effects of contraceptives that women take, we get acne if you've taken contraceptives, the mood swings. The men also complained of low libido, which is also often a side effect of some of the contraceptives that women take. So the body that was supposed to clear this contraceptive said this was unacceptable for men. Men would not take these contraceptives, but women have for years been taking contraceptives and complained about similar side effects, and this was noted, but they said for men can't take it. So the standards for men are quite different. You have something to say. You're dying to say it. Say it. Dr. Lois, what do you think? What do you think? You want to say something?
No, I'm looking at indeed what happens in the world of contraception for the women, and then for the men. And I'm thinking by the time they stop the contraceptive for the men, you see, like in the hospital, one, the men rarely come to the hospital, by the way. Me, when I see a man in the hospital, I know, oh, this one is very, very sick, because they decide to die men. Whereas women, we are quick to seek for help. And that's why sometimes I correlate the number of women in church and children. It's just like how you have the same number in the hospital. So when you go to the hospital, the percentage in the hospital, it's almost the same percentage in church. Men don't like to seek for, you know, for help. They think like we are not weak, they are strong. Yeah, they want to die.
Men.
They want to die, men. Yeah, like, you know, going there for a headache is being a weakling or something.
Yes,
it's being a woman.
I remember last week I said misogyny causes death. I always make sure you know misogyny causes death. You will die. You will die. You will die.
It's not just bad for women.
Hey, you will die. You will actually. I always tell people that it causes death. You will die. You will die. Actually, let me get to this for a minute. You are my favorite person right now, and I'm just in awe, and that's why I'm silent. I actually like. I'm just looking at you like you know what? I want to be you. I want to exist as you are, but not only because you're a doctor, but because of the way you think and the things that you've accomplished. I mean, you're doing it. One, from what I've picked up in medical school, you can't be mediocre if you're a woman. You can't be a decent doctor. No, you can't just be.
It's a good thing. Congratulations to doctors who made it to the
You can't be like you can't be just a doctor. Like you can't just be. Oh, and what? Like being a doctor is hard. It's actually really, really hard. But a woman can't just be, a normal doctor. That's one. Two, I wanted to get into this a little bit. How misogyny bleeds into the medical system. Is it something, she asked it already, she mentioned it in the like, is it something that you're taught? Like, is it something that you go to medical school and they're telling you, I mean, when a woman comes in pain, it's probably her period. And I know as a doctor, I'm thinking you want to worry the person the least. And like you want to try to give them, as much, like it could be this, it could be that, it could be this, but someone comes to you in genuine pain, and is it taught by your professors and whoever teaches you that, you know what, if it's a chick, it's probably a period, and if it's a man, it's probably cancer. Because we suffer from hysteria.
Actually, I've been going through the medical training, and like I said, I'm doing my master's program, so I'm still in school.
But you're doing a master's in medicine?
Yes, I'm doing my master's in pediatrics and child health. So they didn't teach us that. And I don't know that people do it intentionally, or society has just put it in people's heads that these are women, these are emotional creatures, these are women who seek attention. It's because also the health workers, first you're a human being and then you're a health worker. So just like any other person who would judge us elsewhere in police, in, when you're a woman and you go for police, you'll be like, will you handle, the gun, the everything. So it's not taught in school, but society has put it in people's heads that women will seek attention. So when a girl comes, she's an adolescent, and then she's weak, she's maybe having difficulty in breathing, people like, hysteria. She's pretending. Then they put you in a corner and be like, this one is pretending. Like, she's not sick, that's not a illness, she's pretending. And yet,
that's very true.
Actually, someone could be sick. Like, they need help. But this is all of us judging and saying, that should be hysteria.
Let me tell you something. Many a time I've taken Maggie to hospital, and we've gone through a lot. One time I took her to hospital, and somehow they saw her and said, which class? I said, she's in senior 2. These senior 2s can have all sorts of sicknesses. They're always sick. I think they think the senior 2s, because they are deemed the most stubborn, generally, they are deemed people who are really uncontrollable. So when that woman told me that, the doctor told me that, she's in senior 2. The senior 2s have all sorts of sicknesses. Sometimes they just want to go home,
At that time,
out
at that time I was battling chronic tonsillitis, actually.
Yeah.
And my intestines was getting infected at least once a month. So at the time, I was like, what is she sick of?
Yeah.
Until I come back to school, and then they're like, oh, okay. But now another thing is that you go to the doctor and you meet the person, he in 2 minutes you can tell who's going to take you and who's not going to. Because the first thing they're going to ask you, are you pregnant?
There's an assumption that a girl is.
I can't always be pregnant. Okay, all factors remain in constant. I can't always be pregnant.
Okay.
Like that's the first thing. I tell you my age, you're thinking
And
she's
it's the way
pregnant.
they are asking.
Yes.
There's a rule that, it's not really a rule, it's a saying in, I think also in medicine, that every woman of reproductive age is pregnant unless proven otherwise.
Ah, okay.
So when I come with, like right now, if I walk even as a doctor and I walk someone, I'm like, I have a headache or I've low appetite, someone will be like, have you done the other tests? Like it's presumed all women of reproductive age are pregnant unless proven otherwise. So they'll be like, of course adolescents, they'll be like, adolescents, it's a very special group of people. Yes. So most times you want to really tout, they just want to really tout. Maybe like you said, how do we ask?
Yeah,
It should be in a more sensitive manner that who is your patient? Who's in front of you? How does the mother feel if you just throw that statement like, I think she's pregnant?
I think it's 10,000 questions you could ask
Yes.
before even reaching to that. Because
Yes.
the question of when the last time you had sex, when the last time your period was, are you in any kind of pain? Is she swelling? How is her general look?
But also sometimes it's, are you pregnant? I feel like the next part they could have added, given their demeanor, and now you are wasting my time. It's, are you pregnant? I've seen it. Even in my recent visit, the male doctor. Are you pregnant? It's a bit like, and I'd just done a pregnancy test. So I said, no, I've done like 2 tests. I'm not pregnant. I'm sure I'm not pregnant. But and I'm doing everything I can to get pregnant. I know, but I think it's how it's packaged.
Yes.
It's more like, you're in pain. Are you sure? Like,
Yes, because they presume, most people think we seek attention.
Yes.
It's maybe not the actual pain, but maybe you want attention. You want attention from mommy if you're the child. And if you're the wife, sometimes you'll be like, I think she wants attention from the husband. Is she really in pain? When you have menstrual cramps, some people really have bad menstrual cramps. They'll be like, I mean, that's menstruation. Every woman goes through it, and I don't think it's that much. Maybe she's creating some attention around, and then people leave you in actual pain when they should have intervened. You find labor.
Yes.
Actually, in most countries, people are now having pain-free labor. But for us in our African setting, we want to be African women, want to go through it. Even when you're really crying and shouting, you don't find a fellow man saying you're shouting. I mean, it's pain.
I'm really glad we got to that point.
They tell you that, are you the first time when we are seeing here? I've seen women. Why are you crying?
I've been sick actually. So I go to the doctor. I'm talking to the nurse. She's talking to me, and then she tells me. I'm in a lot of pain because it's hurting me. Clearly, like doctor, I'm like, it's hurting me. So I'm like, I told her, for me, I'm not willing to endure any sort of pain. I'm sorry, but take it out. We shall find another vein. I'm sure they are enough. Then she laughed, said, you need to go to the labor ward. Then I said, I don't know what's going to happen in the labor ward, but I know I'm getting an epidural. And she looked at me with that look of like, and I'm like, on everything I have and own and love. I was giving birth in pain when I can. And I don't know things of, oh, because of this, because of that, because of this. Do your research. Find out who can do it. Like, I said, like, you don't have to suffer. Another situation would be, I read about it, which and it has, people are written trying out new forms of misogyny. So medical misogyny is one of the things we have found out, and people are saying, okay, I've had this problem, like I don't want to have kids, I'm in a lot of pain, maybe she has fibroids and endometriosis and she didn't want to have kids. She didn't have a husband, when she says she wants a hysterectomy. Have you asked your husband?
Husband.
Like, is there pain? Does he feel my pain?
I don't, like, she doesn't even have a husband. But the first question they're asking me, do you have a husband? No, I want to get my uterus out of my body. By the time I said I want something out of me, it means I know the implications. One, I know I won't have kids, but I know I won't be in pain. And that is as simple as a decision should be made. It doesn't need to involve my dad, it doesn't involve my husband, it doesn't involve anybody who is not feeling the same thing as I am.
And men are never asked when they go for
And
circumcision.
even if you have and even if you have 2 kids already, even if you have 2 kids, they'll ask you, do you want more? If I come to you saying I don't, I will ask your husband. I don't like, okay, I'm sorry for who I'm married, but I don't care, bro. If I'm saying I'm in pain, I don't care.
On that, of course, according to the ethics and then the patient's charter, even for Uganda, everyone has a right. It's your right, a right decision about you, except for the little babies below 18 years, where we consent for them. But an adult is supposed to consent for themselves. But I will give you a few of the sad experiences I've had while practicing back home. I had a scenario where I cried, and probably that's why I didn't end up doing maternal health, obstetrics. I had this mother, and she was a referral in severe pain. She had labored, I think, for a number of days, and she was almost rupturing. If you've had uterus rupture, it's one of the emergencies because you can bleed to death in a few minutes. The uterus powers like it was paid to do so. And so the best thing is take her to theater, deliver that baby as soon as possible before the uterus ruptures. So as a doctor, I come panicking, make my team ready, and guess what? The husband appears and says, "Doctor, my wife has been pushing children. You're not going to cut her." And he removes the cannula from her and tells me, removing the catheter. Remove that catheter because she has to push. And I'm like, we're having death on my hands. Literally, I'm seeing a life that could go on in
any moment.
Yeah. So I got so frustrated. And you know, the ethics also tell us if someone does not consent, then you do not take them. Now, I was at the mercy of the wife consenting. If she had consented, I would be protected by the law that she's an adult, she has consented. Yeah, I would take her in. The wife is like, if the man has not accepted, then there's nothing to do. And I'm like, my goodness, this woman is actually going to die because some man over here who's going to live and replace her and leave her children suffering is denying. And this was like now a bridge. You have the law, you have humanity, you have culture, and then me in the middle, in the center of it all. I had to call almost everyone. I called the district cow, DHO, woman MP. I called everyone to come. Like I can't lose a mother.
Just like
this. Just like this. And everyone came. And when they came, of course, the guy now ran away. And the woman accepted, she consented. I went to theater. Like, I was already disorganized, but these people had to stay out. Everyone stayed out. It's like the district stayed out. That's how we left, and that's how they consented. And I went inside and operated the mother and delivered the baby. Indeed, I found the uterus was almost, I did it 10 minutes before she ruptures. Like I was going to lose her. And I'm like, oh my God, this is his baby, this is his wife. Did it have to take me all the whole district to be at the door as I saved life? Like, should it be like that? It was so frustrating. I remember after that I went and literally cried and said, but God, this woman had no choice. Me, I'm lucky at this level I can make such a decision. Now, how many women out there are not making that choice?
And this comes back to what I always say, and I always make this a point to note that misogyny and patriarchy is not about you and your husband and your affairs. It dives so much deeper into the perfect example of women who don't even have they don't have any choice, they don't have any freedom, they don't even have liberties to speak the way you are speaking on this platform. That is how deep it runs, and this is the perfect most I don't know. She could not have said it better. Like, this is what I'm trying to, this is what we try to raise awareness towards. You're seeing systems that are designed to protect us. Medicine is designed to protect, to heal, it's humanitarian work. But the only people who as humans are the men. So for us, we lose humanity until a man gives it to us. Like, we are no longer people until a man says, well, I guess you qualify. I mean, maybe until you're on the brink of death.
And look at this man who is not feeling the pain. He doesn't know anything medical, nothing medical. He's just coming because he's a man, and this is his wife, and says no.
Yeah, she must push. And the doctor, I explained, I spoke all the languages I knew. I literally kept moving around the theater and pleading, like, give me a chance to save the life. Like, this is a mother and a child. They're going to die.
And the other children back home.
Yes, and it's just one of those examples.
Yes.
You will have a child, maybe the child is severely anemic, they have lost blood, or they had malaria ushers, you know. And then you're like, we're referring this patient. And then all you're hearing, let me first ask my husband. And then I'm like, so we have to wait. We have to wait for the husband, who could be in the, not for our setting. They're like in the crowd taking care of cows. Maybe their phone is off. Then you have to wait for that person to get on. And then while in the wait, it's not obvious that he's going to accept. You can actually come and say no. Like, you've waited for 5 hours, and then the gentleman appears and says, you know what, no referral, or no operating my wife, and then your hands are tied.
Men should allow women to,
so I don't know,
and take charge of themselves.
Well, where can we get those witch doctors that transfer labor pains to men? Where are they when we need them? When that woman is suffering, you're like, witch doctor, switch this pain and receive it with that. Witch doctors, if you're watching Hide the Meat, this is your time to come in. You're watching Hide the Meat, where we have feminist conversations in African kitchens, where we get together experts of different fields, people with different lived experience, just reflecting about what it is like to be a woman in a system that was never built for us, to be a woman accessing medical care that never considered the woman down there in Karamoja, medical ethics that never really pictured that consent is not always consent. Sometimes a woman cannot consent because it has to be in light of her husband's consent. You are watching Hide the Meat, where we think that these systems could change, because like Maggie likes to say, this is not an individual issue. It's annoying when I go to the doctor and he asks, are you pregnant? But that is not the issue. The issue that
how condescending it's
are you pregnant? And that tone and the assumption that my pain is hysteria or emotional distress or whatever it is, attention seeking. I am an elite woman. If I go to some hospital, they don't like me, I go to another. But this person who goes to the hospital, at the grassroots, one, they're not believed. Two, and then two, even when they can access care, they have everything, their consent is tied to somebody else's consent. And the structure comes together to indeed make women have bad health outcomes. We know that globally, Black women are more likely to die in childbirth because, again, there is intersectionality. If you are a woman, you will be, if you're a Black woman, if you are a sexual minority woman, we haven't even heard of those women who are not presenting as women. You know, she comes and she's dressed like a man and she's sick, and they first start asking her, are you a girl or a boy? So there are all these things, and these issues intersect. If you're a rural woman, it's not benign. patriarchy is not an innocent thing.
It's not like, oh, for me, I'll kneel for my husband. Oh, for you, even with that, you go to the internet and say certain things, and then I'm like, you can't even get on the internet, as in to say what you want to say. Do you think that you know, I went to the hospital again. Like maybe I'm a professional patient. Let's say we are all professional patients. Now we go. Then I tell the doctor, I kind of come to us and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be a doctor and everything. It's like, oh yeah, that's so good. We don't have many female doctors. They shy away. What? And then I said that no, they like I wanted. Okay, I didn't say, but I said it to her. I said, no, they don't shy away. It's only like recently that women are allowed to go into these fields. Like it's not something that we refuse to do. We just weren't allowed. Like you just said it, right? Because people are like, oh, women don't want to abuse this. No, and no point make it like it was 1800s or what. It was just recently that certain laws were passed. People don't, some don't even go to school actually. They're still not allowed. But you go and say, women don't want to go into this field of medicine. But it's only recently that we're even allowed to start to marry. And even the way that it has been so bad that even my generation of class, I told you in my class BCM, there are many more girls than boys. Even our generation won't feel that. It will take maybe 50 years to fill the gap, and let's say there are equal number of male doctors to female doctors. Because it's just not so far. Because I don't think you are in, because if you were in the same years, I don't think it was so far. Maybe 2006, that's when I was younger. So let's say maybe she was 20, like that type. So it's not so far. So when you're like, this is so deep, that you go to a female doctor and she's already mad at you. Why?
Yeah.
That people even, let's say she looks at you, she has already measured you from up to down. She's already pissed. The nurse is
I have a theory. I have a theory on people in minority professions. Yeah? So when I joined international development, a lot of the women in international development were so angry, yeah? So angry, so unfriendly. But I realized by the time you've climbed to that, you're surviving. A female doctor has been undermined. She has met a patient who said, only nurse. I don't Dr. Lois knows about that. Where is the nurse? Where is the doctor? Yeah? As a young researcher, I would go and they ask me, where is the researcher? I was leading research at one of the top international organizations. And they say, where is the researcher? Who is going to present this research? Because when I come with the men, they think one of the men should present the research. Yeah? In international development, a woman of color, you rise, you're there, you're manager, you're everything, but your colleagues, probably not of color, are presumed to be the one leading the thing. And you go into a woman of color's office and she's hard enough. She unfortunately, and it doesn't justify their misogyny, because I think we have a duty to rise above our oppressors. And you've talked about how the oppressed become oppressors. Yes. So once I've risen to this level, I'm also like,
yeah, I have to eat my
defensive, I am angry. And I think the real power, the real dignity is being able to go through this and still be a good human, because misogyny comes for us every day, and the more you rise as a woman, the more it comes for you.
And especially, I've been seeing videos of recent, TikTok. I've been seeing lots of videos. I'm saying how toxic nursing school is. That you go to nursing school, let's say you're happy, you want to do this is something you're chasing, like you're passionate about healthcare, and your senior nurses already hate you. They already hate you. They won't sign for you. I don't know what that means. They won't sign for you. Yeah. They will abuse you. They will cut your hair. They will shave you. So, okay, when will we ever,
So, I think to that, I've always had this, my weird feeling or saying that the actual enemies of women are not men. I find that it's actually easy to rise sometimes in a male document. I was telling, I think, a friend the other day that I think I can rise more in a male-dominated space because I find it annoying, too much annoying, when I am in a female space where I expect more support, where I expect that they understand that if I come late and I say, my baby cried the whole night. I expect the boss to understand. Because you're a woman, you've carried that baby, you have been pregnant, you understand. Whereas when I tell the man the same thing, I find that the man might actually understand. Like, you know, doctor, yes, I come late because my baby cried in the night or had an immunization last evening and cried. But you find that the male may understand than the woman. Or you tell the man, I'm cramping. The man will be like, oh, she's cramping. Yeah, menstruation, you know. Women
And even it's worse in
but
school.
now, when you tell them,
Oh,
the
God.
woman, you'll be like, Patience, I am cramping. As in the way you might take me may not be the same, which I find like so annoying. Like women,
So women can't
we
be
need
agents
to,
of patriarchy, yeah.
Women, we need to change. We need to, when we are going out calling for equality, calling for all sorts of things, it has to start with us. How do you look at a fellow woman? What support are you extending to a fellow woman? Because for crying loud, we know these things. Our systems are almost the same. I will menstruate, I'll carry a baby, I will be stressed by the husband, I'll feel the pain. So I feel like women, most times when a woman is your boss, it takes a grace to get support from her. I've not met so many. I've met a few, like I think 2 or 3. Why should it be a surprise? I mean, it's supposed to be the normal thing that when I meet her, I know like, oh, she's a woman, she's going to support me. But then it's usually like they look at you with, I mean, they're like so a threat, mean.
Yeah,
I'm like,
there is
I
the
need a
threat
woman
factor.
to hold my hand and be like, oh, little one, you've come a long way.
You know,
I'm here
hey
to walk
girl,
with you.
yeah. Oh, you came late, don't worry, I got your back.
Yes.
You know?
But it's always the other side of the story. It's so sad. Like,
It's a bit
we need to
sad.
change.
But also women, and the thing, we think that when we defend the patriarchy, we shall win, but we don't win. I'll never forget this woman, guys. I was in labor. It's the firstborn. I don't know what's going on. And then I go to church because that's the only place I knew to go. The Catholic church. I go there and I'm sitting in the pew with my labor because they told me just to be and be. And the woman says, oh yeah, but Davichi, like she looked at my clothes and told me I was indecent, and yet I am in labor.
The baby will pass the mouth.
How does my
I was like,
matter?
I was wearing that grey dress. You remember that grey dress I used to wear all the time?
Vividly.
A normal grey dress, and the woman is thinking about so in labor, even in labor, I should be like, oh, and I'm gonna open my legs for Christ's sake, soon, very soon, for the world to see and pull out the baby. But I am supposed to think, am I being sexual? Am I attracting a man? Am I distracting him? It's all about men.
Like Kevin, like in that sick bay at school, when I was still in national school, actually, God forbid any teacher find you in the sick bay where you have cramps. God forbid, because she can't even cane you. Back in that day when that used, she can't even cane you. Me, I wasn't. Because again, I told you I had chronic illness, so I think they got used. But God, in fact, you would rather say, you would actually just vomit on her to prove that you're sick. That's what you have to do. A man can find you, and you wouldn't be also lenient. Like they don't take that stuff so seriously. I don't understand why, but they don't take that stuff. So God forbid they find you in a sick bay for cramps. How are you not functioning?
God
Mind
given.
you, people have fibroids, people have endometriosis, people have PCOS, people have every sort of illness. And of course you don't know, because I mean, it's just normal pain. You could have PID, you could have, how many things could you have?
It's just normal. It's thought to be normal pain. We're supposed to endure it. And you know, at the end of the day, someone has gone through this, they have been having their pains, and everyone has downplayed it, and then we end up with complications. Someone has had a fibroid, which has been growing and growing, and they're like, oh, it's just Maggie. It's just, she wants attention. She's a plant child. She's a woman. She doesn't want to study. She wants, at the end, what are you getting? a big fibroid. It's bleeding. Probably one that could have been saved early. Now what are we having? You have to undergo a whole surgery for it, you know. So I think we need to change our mindset. And in medical school, the definition of pain, I don't know why people forget it. The definition of pain is what the patient says it is. That's pain. Pain is what someone says it is. If she says she's having a headache, even if she's smiling, I mean, she says she has a headache, yeah, pain is what she says it is. But then, I don't know, we get out of school and then we be like, she's saying in pain. When we go back to the society and be like, no, there's no way she's in pain.
The very least give a Panadol.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's how we see life, it's how people have judged us, and then we end up with, you know, the several
God
side
forbid a teacher
complications.
found you in the sick bay and you say you have, I think that's bad. You can't even get expelled. You can't even get expelled for such a thing because you have to be lying.
For being normal, by
Oh
the way,
yeah!
for having cramps, for
You would
going
have
through your
to, you would
physiological
literally have to
process.
vomit on that lady to show that you're sick. You have to just pick on her to show that you're sick, to show that you're
To
dying.
gag yourself.
You have to vomit on her, or you have to have a high, or you have to have red eyes and you're unable to walk before she even says, okay.
The normalization of pain for women is something that has gone on for generations. Cultural, social stereotypes assume that pain, biblical stories celebrate, reinforce pain, cultures, religion, and women have lapped it all up and they grin and bear it. Unfortunately, this pain often leads to death, and when these cultural norms bleed into professional practice, it means downplaying women's pain, it means delayed diagnosis, it means delayed interventions, it means death and worse outcomes for women. Ma'am, one of the things that really stay with me, and some nights I wake up and think, oh my God, this world is messed up. I was taking care of a cousin of mine. She had given birth, one of the people who lived with us. She's like a sister to me. She gave birth, and I went to take care of her. I had never had a baby myself, and she had given birth by C-section. While she was coming back, what she kept saying was, I'm sorry, my sister, I should have pushed. I'm sorry, I had a C-section. And I was thinking, you are very ill. It was successful, you're fine, you're here. And you're saying, you're sorry, you had a C-section. What is this? It's not your fault. And they said, did you deliver normally or abnormal, you know? Instead of naturally or with assistance, it's also the language that we use to describe.
I don't even know how you can come see my baby asking, no, unless maybe you're so close to me, but you're random asking me, did you deliver by normal cesarean?
They actually do. And if you delivered naturally, like that man Dr. Lois was talking about, if he's the kind to give a push present, he'll give you a better push present for delivering naturally.
You know, actually,
And
it's even us women, when you usually, like when I was working there, it would be hard to consent mothers for cesarean sections. But then later, if they have accepted, and then you have like a small interaction on discharge, and you'll be like, but why were you giving me hard time to consent for this thing? And then they'll tell you, you know, when I go back home, even our women, the fellow women, the co-wives, yeah, for us polygamy is like the order of the day. So it'd be like the co-wife will treat you different, like you're now a weak woman because you've delivered by a knife, you couldn't push, they are treated that way. I had again another sad story where a girl was cut. I've not talked about female genital mutilation, which I said rightly, it's a human rights abuse.
the worst of
Yeah,
its
it's the
kind.
worst, like they mutilate. The first time I saw that, I said, how am I thriving in the same environment this is happening? Like, it could be me. It could have been me. Like, life could have just flipped the other side. I could be the one. When they brought a young girl and she was all smelling, she was in severe pain. She was about 16 years of age. So when I examined there, oh my goodness, the local pad cuts the whole thing. It was septic, and then I literally said, this woman, I can't imagine the pain she's going. This, I don't even know how to call a woman. She's 16 years. Yeah, she's this girl. So I took her to theatre and clean, but then I wanted to know why. So I asked the husband. Yes, I said the girl children married the other side, younger. So you have the youngest mother is, I didn't know what to call her, mother or child, because she was 11 years old and she was already pregnant. So having 16 is like, yeah, that's a normal age in the ward. So I asked the husband, why did they have to cut her? And then the answer I get is, the co-wife, kept on abusing her. Like, you're not cut. You're not a real woman. You are dirty. They should cut that, in that place. And here was the girl struggling with pain. And probably she may never have lived all her life. And probably she's going to have difficult delivery. She has started this whole journey in pain, and she might have it. Maybe if God keeps saving her, she delivers in the hospital, she'll have tears, all the complications. Yes. So anyway, before we conclude, so I think in the medical setting, how we look at women and sometimes how we approach them, one of the bad things that it does is women now retrieve. Women withdraw. Yes. Now they don't want to come to the hospital. Because when I come to the hospital, the other doctor the other female doctor might be shout at me, may not treat me well. So in our setting, where already the society has put you down, you're already feeling at certain level, not the same level like a human being, like because the men are here and you're here. Then again, you go to where you seek for help, where you feel like they should understand your pain, you should be welcomed. Then you are repelled. So like, I would rather seek help elsewhere. I would rather deliver at home. I would rather
go to my witch
doctor. Because the witch doctors, I think, are welcoming and they reassure. Like witch doctors, that's why
you lose that. And women use a lot witch doctors a lot.
Yes.
And this is interesting.
They're more confident. They're more welcoming. I was told that TBAs, when you go, they even have a towel for keeping you warm, for rubbing your back. But as far as the doctors, we have that time for rubbing your back. So the bad effect is that our patients will withdraw. The girls, like we say, the girl comes, I have cramps, and then, or I've gotten pregnant, and then the first thing I'm saying, you're young to get pregnant. Like, I'm already judging a fellow woman by saying you're young. Like, I should embrace her, I should hear her. And
she has been judged at home already.
At home they've judged you. In church, in your church, they've judged you already. Probably they've chased if you're in choir, like you can't sing in choir if you're getting pregnant without getting married. Now you come to the hospital, and instead of getting flowers, we are now throwing you to the end and saying, "Hey, young girl, what are you doing here? Who impregnated you? You went around," all the unkind ones. So then they will avoid, unfortunately, they will now avoid the hospital. They will go to the clinics and meet all weird people who do weird things, and you end up with those abortions we hear about, lose lives. And yes, I think it's something that we need, not just to be doctors and to be health workers, but to be human. Most importantly, when someone tells me you're a good doctor, I always say no. I don't prefer being called the good doctor. I prefer being called the good human being. I'm just a good human being. I think that makes sense than me just being, because I could just be acting up to be a good doctor in a hospital, then outside I'm treating people different. So I prefer to be a good human. I think we should all be good try to be good human beings. Humanity should be the first thing.
Ma'am, as we conclude, where does this idea that women should tolerate pain or come from? Omukazi tajja muliro. How did we get here? Just as you reflect and see and give us a bit of what happened in the past. And my question to you is, how do you think we got here?
Indeed, just thinking, because what I'm thinking, what we have talked about here, it's what it has been even before time, you know, back in the day. Women, you know, now for us we are only talking about childbirth and being in hospital, but women are presumed stronger. They are supposed to be naturally strong people, naturally tolerant people. People can, you know, bear pain. They shouldn't complain, because when you complain, they think you are weak, you are not woman enough. Yes, they just think that, you know, you are just a spoiled, your mother didn't bring you up well, you know, to tolerate all this pain and be stepped on, and you should accept to be stepped on and be ruled by the man. You must seek consent for everything a woman is doing, even by the time you're going to go to the labor ward. First, is my husband, is he home? I'm feeling pain, but first let my husband come back before I go to the hospital. Yes. What if he comes and pulls you out like she has said? It happens. You know, there are men who don't understand. There are men, I have someone back home there that one time told me the man, they don't even allow her to take the child for immunization. She told me her kids were never immunized. So I looked at her and said, what that, you know, she can't go. Like she said, there are women who can't go to hospital to give birth. They prefer to give birth under the banana plantation. You go in there, or a woman goes to dig and they come back with babies. Did you know that? Yes. That women go to dig and they come back with babies?
And just on that note, a lot of times they like telling us, our mothers, they just went and pushed and continued digging. Our mothers, they stayed in marriage, they've given you one slap, you want to leave. And ma'am, when you talk about what happened to women, you look slightly concerned, yeah? Yes. You have concern on your face. And yet the message to us women is that we should be our mothers. We should take the pain that you took. We should go to give birth. And in fact, men keep crying on the internet. Where are the women who used to stay in marriage? What is your opinion on this idea that we should be our mothers? Let mommy first tell us, should we be our mothers? Should we take the pain? And were our mothers okay? Because people assume you are okay with this thing. So tell us.
They were simply too oppressed. Too oppressed. They could not say anything. Because you say anything, the whole clan will come upon you and say, this is no woman. She should just leave. And everybody had a right over you. They all had, they say, your brothers-in-law, the whole family, your father-in-law, your mother-in-law will say, this one you've brought, no, she can't even push a baby. She's here crying of pain. When you're in pain, just walk to hospital if you can. Otherwise, you just produce and call people, Banange, you call for me, Jaja. I am here. The baby's already out. They even knew how to cut that umbilical. I don't know how. You know, they are not trained, but somehow women around say, hey, let's bring a razor blade.
What was the risk? What is the risk of this narrative?
There's a lot of risk.
Being like your mothers.
Being like your mothers is not a good thing. You know, your mothers never had any good time. They suffered. They suffered a lot. You know, they were oppressed. They had to bear so much pain. You know, they had to bear so much oppression, like you don't talk. But don't be like your mothers, please. Don't be like us. No. Okay, me, I'm talking about me. I'm a bit enlightened. I didn't suffer a lot of oppression because, well, I don't know. Somehow I just got out and my head high and I pushed through. I did not accept, you know. You go and tell your mother-in-law something, say, you just have to be tolerant. You know, so I had to come out. I think my age mates had to at least come out of what your grandmothers went through. We said, no, this is not what it should be. Somewhat along the way, although we fought because we have been caught in the middle of being of freedom and being slave and the slavery. So we are the middle people. Between the freedom, you people now have a say, you have a decision to take, you are allowed, or you have allowed yourself, you have freed yourself from this slavery. So we are in between this freedom and the slavery. So some people like us who try to break through, you know, to forget the slavery and say, no, we can't continue like this. Yeah. Things have to be different, you know. We suffered a lot of, you know, this woman, this now has married this one, this one will not keep this home. this one will not manage. But somehow I've managed. I mean, I have grandchildren, I have gray hair. So we suffered a lot, really. Yeah.
Where? You're watching Hide the Meat, where we have feminist conversations and
just
feminist
be like
kitchens.
No. Be different, be better.
Mom is telling us to not be like our mothers. I think, dear viewers, you're hearing. It's a really disturbing narrative. Everything you do, they keep comparing you to the past. Women did it this way. Why are you leaving your marriage? Why aren't you married yet? Why did you complain about childbirth? Why did you have a C-section? It was different contexts, but clearly women had issues. Women died.
Yes, they
in those
died
fields.
in the process. Yes, they died in the process.
Women have died in abusive marriages. Women have died because their husbands did not let them go and get medical intervention. So these conversations are really important to us at Hide the Meat. If you are watching, please follow us on social media, Hide the Meat on all platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube platform. Over 1,500 subscribers at this point, and we love you. We thank you. Our TikTok team, you are the most valuable players. You love on us, you like on us, you comment. You are so active, and we appreciate all this interaction, because the change only happens when we sit together at a space that was meant to oppress us. But baby, we are turning it around. It's a place where we go to sit with amazing people like Dr. Lois. Thank you so much. We know you had so much to do, so many lives to save, but you chose to come and share your knowledge with us and to influence the discourse and to make sure this information is out there. So thank you, Dr. Lois, for being with us today. And now I'm just going to give us each 2 minutes, just what you're taking with you. For me, it is be a good human. Because then it spills into every other thing if you're in the medical profession. And I think it's all for all professionals. Just remember to be human and treat people humanly. But it's also pain is what the patient says it is. And next time also I'm living here a better advocate for myself as a patient. I'm in pain. I am in pain. Yes. So yes, that is a very, very important message. And if you're out there as a woman and you've ever felt like you're being treated a type of way, it's not in your head. Medical misogyny is real. It is documented, and you need to speak up. You need to save your life, because the patriarchy is not going to save us. Maggie, your parting shots.
This has been so fun for me. I love this conversation. I think my parting shot is learn to stand up for yourself. Ask for that scan. Ask for that test. Like, let me even break it down and what. Advocate for yourself, as in who's that you're gonna like. What will it? It hurts you. Let it just, say it hurts. If this one refuses, then someone is going to say yes. If another one says no, move around your municipality until you find someone's going to listen to you, but advocate for yourself. If it makes you any less of a woman, then that means you're a man. It's okay. If someone says you're not a woman, it's okay. Accept and be a man. It is fine. But advocate for yourself.
Maggie, the problem is when you're not a woman, now you're even lower than a man. Like, it doesn't go up, it goes down. Like,
Acceptance. Even if they give you that looks, over the look give you how, over they look at you like you're mad. That's none of your business, because you're never gonna see them again. I mean, why would you come back? Speak up for yourself. Advocate for yourself. Even if your health center is in a corner there, and you say, you know what, I'm in pain. Look for the next corner health center. Look and look and look and look. But do not suffer in pain because we don't listen to you. That's my parting shot.
Thank you, Maggie. Ma'am, your parting shot?
My parting shot is brief. Out there, whoever is out there, the medical people, the men, the women, because as we said, women can put you through more pain than even men. Mm-hmm. Please allow women to feel pain. Allow women to feel pain. When they are in pain, admit that they are in pain. Allow us feel pain. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Wow, hold space for our pain. That's powerful, ma'am. There's almost no space for you to feel pain because you're in the hospital, they're not listening to you. You go home, you can't even feel pain at home because there's house chores to do. Wow, ma'am, that's profound. Dr. Lois, you have the honor right now to give us your parting shots and close the show and just wrap it up for us.
Okay, we're in the Women's Week. I think we should be celebrating every day of this week. Tomorrow is Women's Day.
Yes, yes,
Oh, yes.
Women's Day is this
So my
week.
message will go first and foremost to the women. To the women, we celebrate you, we appreciate you, but with a request that let's support fellow women. We understand that women, we are women, we can't wait for the men to support us if we can't support fellow women. So let's start with us. Support that girl child, support that woman, that neighbor, and let's train our boys. While we're supporting women, let's train our boys. When men see us treating women in a certain way, in a better way, it will just become humanity. It will flow that the men will support us. The boy children will understand the girl children, and then we shall have this generation that is able to coexist. And we shall grow. So to the women, happy Women's Day, happy Women's Week. Yeah, be you, speak for you, speak for those around you, and let's rise together. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lois. You're watching Hide the Myth. See you again next time.